Hello again. Today we're going to talk about the skills that we teach during our foundations units. Our focus in foundations is to bring the kids to have a phonological and a phonemic awareness. Let's look at this in reverse order for a second, from big to small. A spoken sentence consists of separate words. Each of the words consists of one or multiple syllables, and each syllable consists of separate sounds. Some of those sounds are letter by letter. Some of those sounds are letters that combine to make new sounds, such as digraphs like CH, ch, and some of our glued sounds that come together, such as ANG, ang. We also have a focus on our high-frequency trick words, words that appear very often in print but do not necessarily follow all of the rules that we're going to be discussing. These same words can be found in the student's list of sight words. When we're reading, we want our students to be able to read with expression, to be able to read a group of words together rather than reading one word at a time. A lot of this work is accomplished during our foundations teaching. We also want the students to be able to accurately spell the words that they're trying to put into print. Oftentimes they come very close because there are a lot of rules, and if the rules that they're using make sense, then they're on the right track. We have the students mark the words in an effort for them to be able to recognize why there's a long vowel sound, why there's a short vowel sound, where to divide a word into syllables so that we'll know, does this word have a double consonant in the middle? Does this word end with a letter Y? Let's take some time to go ahead and look at some of the words now and see how we're going to mark them. Let's take the words trap, path, and vent. If you listen very carefully to each of these words, each one of them has a short vowel sound. The students mark the short vowel sounds with the brava right over the vowel. So in trap, ah, we have a short A sound. We're going to put a brava. In path, we have a short vowel sound, ah. We're going to put a brava. In vent, we have a short vowel sound again. We're going to put a brava. Now, each one of these words is one syllable because each one of them only consists of one vowel sound. So we're going to scoop the word. When scooping the word, students can either draw a straight line under the word, or they can draw a bit of an arc line under the word. Now let's talk about these words. Trap has a single consonant at the end. Path has a digraph at the end. And vent has a consonant blend at the end. The reason that's important is because each one of those consonants comes after the short vowel sound, making each one of those words closed. Closed meaning that the vowel is closed in by a consonant at the end. Typically when this happens, the vowel sound is going to be short. However, you can see these words all seem to follow that rule. But if you take a second and you read these words, you'll notice that we're not going to hear the short A, the short I, or necessarily the short vowel sounds that we would think of. Each one of these words consists or has a glued sound. A-N-G, ang. A-N-K, ank. Go ahead and keep reading those glued sounds to your parents, boys and girls. Now what we're going to do when we mark these words is we're going to go ahead and box that glued sound just like I was doing on the side a moment ago. That helps the students to see that group of letters and be able to think about it slightly differently. So these words end with consonants again at the end. However, because we don't hear the typical short A in sang, we don't hear a, we're not going to put a brava in that word, but we are going to mark it with a C on the bottom for closed. The same goes with blank, king, wink, strong, and honk. However, when we get down to the U, we actually do hear the short U sound, in each of these words that holds onto a glued sound. So, lung, we're going to mark the U with a brava and mark it as closed. Dunk, we hear the short U again. We're going to put a brava over the U and mark it with a C for closed. Now let's look at these words. Again, we have words that are ending with consonants. You see them over to the side, so they are also glued sounds. Box each one of those. And now let's read those words and let's see what we hear. In mild, we have that boxed sound. Let me reverse that. We have that boxed sound. And this time we do hear a long vowel sound. We hear the long I. So this time we're going to mark that I with a macron. That macron tells us that the vowel sound is long. It's closed because there are consonants at the end. However, it's breaking that rule by not having a short vowel sound. So we're going to put an X through the closed for a closed exception. And if you take the time to look at the next few words before I mark them, you'll see that they all, or hear that they all, also have a long vowel sound. Blind, we hear the long I. Put the macron. It's closed, but it's an exception. Sold, old, we hear the long O, macron. It is closed because it has the consonants that follow it at the end, but it too is an exception, as well as jolt and host. OST is the one that sometimes will cause some confusion for the students because OST here is the glued sound of host, but sometimes the students will come across another word, cost. Okay, so then we've moved on to words such as wide, cake, and wave. Looking at these words, you'll hear each one of them does have a long vowel sound, but what makes that long vowel sound in each one of these words? Well, this time, it's the E at the end that we don't hear. So we're going to cross that E out to show that that E is a silent letter. Again, each one of these words is one syllable. So we're going to put one scoop under each word. And the reason that the I is long is because this word has a vowel, consonant, E. Vowel, consonant, E. And words with vowel, consonant, E at the end typically have a long vowel sound. Now I put some words below so that you can see where the students will then have to take this. They're going to start marking multisyllabic words. So invite, we're going to hear two syllables, two scoops. In, we hear the short I, which makes this closed. Vite, we hear a long I. There's a silent E. Vowel, dash, E. Why don't you pause the video for a minute, think about those next two words, and mark them. I hope your marks match mine. In lifelong, we can hear the two syllables. In life, we hear the long I sound. It's a V-E. In long, we notice that there's a glued sound. We mark it as closed. In sunrise, we hear the closed syllable in the beginning with the short U sound, and then we have a long I caused by the E in the second syllable. Looking at these words, we're thinking, okay, V-E. However, listen to each one of these words. Give, live, captive. Well, that E didn't do what it was supposed to, as in the other words. We still don't hear the E, so we know it's silent. However, in each of these words, the vowel in front was short. So we're going to mark those vowels with a brava. It is a V-E because that's the pattern, and the markings down below oftentimes tell us the pattern. However, because it breaks the rule, it too is an exception. A closed exception has a long vowel sound. A V-E exception has a short vowel sound. If we look at the beginning of captive, we have a closed syllable with a short vowel sound, marked like that. Now we move into another type of syllable. We and hi, two very short words. We hear both words having a long vowel sound. There's nothing at the end causing those vowels to be long when we first appear to look at them. However, there is no consonant at the end, so these words are referred to as open syllables. When we have that open syllable, we have a long vowel sound. Remote. Long E, long O, silent E. Re is open. Mote is a V-E. Take a minute and try to do basic on your own. Okay, so basic. Bay, I do hear the long A. Sick, there's a short I. No consonant after the A, so this is open. Sick has the consonant at the end and the short vowel sound, so this is closed. Now we see words that end with the letter Y. Take a minute and see if you can tell the difference in the first two words and the second two words. Okay, hopefully you saw that fry is one syllable, Y is one syllable. However, penny is two syllables, as is happy. Fry, the Y makes the long I sound. Because that Y is now working as a vowel and it comes at the end, this is an open syllable word. The same with Y. Y is acting as a vowel. There's no consonant after it. We hear a long I sound, so we're going to put open. However, we can't just put the macron over the Y because we don't know which vowel sound it's making. So what we're going to do above the Y is we're going to show that it's making the long I sound by putting in the long I sound. When we get to penny and happy, the Y again is at the end. It is an open syllable. However, this time it's not saying I. This time the Y is saying E. So we're going to mark it by showing that it has the long E sound. If we look at the front of those two words, pen, short E, closed. Hap, short A, closed. So again, when we have a Y at the end of a one-syllable word, Y will say long I. Mark it as open. Put the long I sound above it. When we have Y at the end of a multisyllabic word, the Y is going to have the long E sound. Mark it by putting the long E sound above it. I hope that this has helped you in understanding how the students are marking their words in fundations. As we come up with more markings, I will do more videos to help you as the parent to help your child. Thank you.